Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. There is breaking news out of the Nancy Guthrie case. The masked suspect in the Nancy Guthrie case abduction appears to have visited the home before the kidnappings. And that is coming from ABC News. And they are reporting that they were there previously. It kind of seems like a little bit of premeditation, if you ask me. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Gather around.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Any clutch, better tighten the pearls. Drop the cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is February 28th, 2026. It is currently 8:21 p.m. the East Coast of the United States. Thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you all. Hello, 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 everyone. Really do appreciate you all joining me this afternoon. Just a few minutes ago, ABC dropped a pretty big bombshell, if you ask me. The day before Nancy Guthrie was abducted, this person was at the home. And that's big, if you ask me, because that shows premeditation. This was planned. Again, they were not there for anything else, it seems, right? Nothing that they took that we are aware of, except Nancy. No money, like, that I guess was in the house, no jewelry, no valuables, electronics, none of that. And that shows you, in my opinion, that this is premeditated. I want to hear what you guys have to say, though. Good to see everyone, chat. Guys, before we get started, if you don't mind, please do me a big favor and hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it for the live chat and for the replay crew. Really do appreciate you. Also, share the live out on any of your favorite social media. Just hit that share button and copy that link. Drop it in any of your favorite social media. Would mean so, so much to me, truly. And comment down below after this live stream or for the replay crew if you would put a smiley face, a justice for Nancy, anything really helps this video out, and really appreciate you. You guys is everything to me, right? You guys make it all possible for me to be here. So I really do appreciate you guys being here. They're waiting for the life policy and the inheritance. Linda thinks, well, I mean, you can think about this two ways, right? There was they're asking for this Bitcoin ransom, but it didn't ever feel, if in my opinion, it never felt like this big ransom thing because they didn't leave a letter there. And if someone is going, if the main goal is money, right? Whether that's Bitcoin, cold hard cash, or whatever that is, you're going to leave a letter. To me, these ransom letters, some of them, these individuals might be involved. I don't know, but if they are, regardless, to me, it's a distraction. Whether someone is involved in this case that wrote one of those ransom letters or more, or nobody is involved in the ransom letters. To me, it's kind of pointless in a sense because I don't think money for taking Nancy was the target. I think it was something, we have to think about what who would Nancy be valuable to, or potentially who could she know information on that could hurt someone they not wanted to get out or whatever. It has to be of some value, in my opinion, because if they were there the day before, that says something, and we're going to get right to that. Yes, financial benefits, in my humble opinion, I agree. I think they would be farther along, in my opinion, if this sheriff hadn't have blundered the case in the beginning. As in my opinion, I kind of always thought the Bitcoin was a joke. Well, I mean, Bitcoin scams are going on and they are getting increasingly bad. I did a live stream the other night, and just in Bitcoin alone, in 1 year, last year, 370 million dollars just in Bitcoin scams in the United States. It's an incredible amount. And then the scams on senior citizens in general was like 500 and some. It was an astronomical amount. If you can remember in chat, please let me know. But it was astronomical. I can't even remember how much it was. I want to say it was like close to 600 million, maybe more. So, I mean, it does happen with these Bitcoin uh, ATMs and all that, but that's a whole nother subject. POA ends at death. So I am wondering he might have pushed Annie to assist him in the setup. I don't know. This is the thing. And I just want to be really clear on this as far as factually, because there is a lot of misinformation going on and opinions versus what the police sheriff says, which he says a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. But they have cleared the family. At least the sheriff says that. Now, again, we've talked about the day before the sheriff said no one was cleared, not even the family. And then 24, maybe 48 hours later, he comes out and says, family is cleared. Take that, you know, again, I don't believe Savannah is or her brother is involved in whatsoever. You just won't be able to convince me of that. But yeah, it's got to be of someone. To commit a crime like this, it has to be of value, right? Value of to someone to potentially spending the rest of your life in prison or I don't know, a death sentence, right? So, got to be something, oops, like that for sure. All right. I heard it went down, but definitely scammers. By the way, I agree with you. Nano is covering. FBI said they are not cleared. Yes, Linz, and that's a very good point. We've discussed that as well. We have not heard the FBI say that. We've not heard the FBI say that, and I tend to agree. I'm going to believe the FBI before I am certainly Nanos. So that's just me, though. New reporting coming out. Masked suspect in the Nancy Guthrie abduction appears to have visited the house before kidnapping. Source: the masked man who is suspected of the abduction of Nancy Guthrie appears to have been at the front door earlier than February 1st. The night police believed she was kidnapped. Sources familiar with the investigation told ABC police. Do you guys remember what was it? One of these reports that came out and it said January 31st at 7 p.m. And everyone was just kind of questioning that because you didn't go missing until February 1st, right? So it kind of got people questioning, like, what the hell's going on here? Is that the reason that report says that? Don't know. Don't know. The image the FBI released of the suspect at the front door without a backpack was captured by the Nest doorbell camera on the day before the suspect abduction, the source said. The FBI said the image of the suspect with the backpack on are from, quote, the morning of her disappearance, end quote. Sunday, February 1st, when Guthrie failed to show up to watch a virtual church service. Huh. The image of the FBI released of the suspect at her front door without the backpack was captured by her Nest doorbell camera on a day before. Doesn't give a specific date. On a day before the suspect abduction. Very interesting. Very interesting, isn't it? So we were all kind of speculating that this person right here, we thought maybe, why didn't he have his Jew in? Why didn't he have his backpack? Did he already do what he needed to do? And because, if the person doesn't have his GUN, um, that takes their power away, right? So now we're knowing, or allegedly, ABC is reporting that this was before Nancy went abducted, right? Now the no backpack photo makes sense. Yes, Kimchi. Yes, exactly. Exactly. They are either brave or stupid. Uh, uh, do you mean definitely comfortable, in my opinion? Yeah. Scams in the US, cryptocurrency scams, including imprisonment frauds, resulted in 333 million in losses in January. And that's crazy. It's just getting worse. So, excuse me. The FBI said in the images of the suspect with the backpacks are from the morning of her disappearance, Sunday, February 1st, when Guthrie failed to show up to watch a virtual church service. One theory, according to the source, is that the suspect approached the door the first time, noticed the camera, and was scared off, only to return later when he is seen tampering with the device and putting branches in front of the lens. Okay, so I got some questions on that right there, right? So if the theory that they're saying right here is that the suspect got scared from that for those cameras and just left. But don't you come back prepared, right? Like, I'm trying to think of being the robber here. Let's get in the robber's head for a minute. Let's say we're going up to a door, right? We see a camera. It kind of spooks us off, but we're going to go back there because we got business to take care of, right? Thinking like the people here. Aren't you going to go back with some tape or something? Aren't you going to go back with some tape? Something to cover that camera? You going to go back? You going to dig some flowers out of the bush and do that? I don't know about that. Thank you so much, Miss Serenity. Good to see you. I think it was a practice run. Maybe. Very possible. Justin, she would have got a notification. A stranger was standing there. Nancy, that's a good point. That's a good point. But this is the thing. Do we does elderly specifically keep up with those notifications? You know what I mean? Remember, she can't hear or anything like that. How did she have her settings on her phone? Did she even have the app on there? Did her kids, did Annie have the app on there, on her phone? Uh, did Nancy have the app on her phone or whatever? Sometimes the cameras are used more for other family members than they are even the person that lives there, right? They want to make sure their mom got in okay. It's also for safety, of course, but I don't know. But that's a very good point. Very, very good point. I take that for sure. So one theory, according to the sources, that the suspect approached the door the first time, noticed the camera and was scared off, only to return later when he is seen tampering with the device and putting branches in front of the lens. The FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department declined to comment. The gap could help explain why investigators have asked neighbors to check their home security cameras systems for suspicious people and vehicles going back to January 1st, a month before the abduction. And that's something that we've always kind of questioned. I mean, going back a month is kind of crazy to begin with, right? No police showed up, so apparently they felt safe enough to come back the next night. The kidnappers used it as a test. Possibly. It's very possible. that could happen, right? The shadows in sunlight will set the ring off. My ringer off. Yeah, it depends on the sensitivity level and all that. I mean, um, you know, like if you're close to a house next door and someone turns their light on or off, many times it'll set that camera off, right? So uh, they can be very, very, very sensitive. In the press conference, the sheriff made a slip and said, "When we first got to the scene that night, that Saturday night, it was just us." How do you mean that? Yes, chef. How do you mean that? Just curious. Hey, Joyous, Ginger, Robin, Pam, Word Sleuth, Party, good to see you, Cindy. Okay, so yeah, it's got me wondering here. The images are most important pieces of evidence in the investigation into the Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother's disappearance, which has captured the attention of the nation for much of the last month. So far, no suspects have been identified by the officials in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance. Jason Pack, a former FBI agent, told ABC News that if this is the same person, I mean, apparently I mean, what's the coincidence that they're dressed the exact same way as, you know, one night versus the other, of course. I mean, you got to still say allegedly, right? But it could indicate that the person was there surveilling the place before the abduction happened. The fact that there was preparation and planning, and that's so creepy, which makes it more of a sophisticated type of criminal activity than just showing up, he said. And isn't that the truth, right? They they took time, extra time. This wasn't just some rug dealer, who needed a buck and went in any random house and got someone. This is someone who was at your house 24 hours at least previous to them or him coming into your house and taking you. There's just nothing that will convince me at this point that says that this is not. I mean, it's almost a definite that this was a planned, right? I mean, I think we can safely, in my opinion, say that at least. But it has to be financial or stepped on someone's toes. You know what I mean? It's got to be something like that. Um, so there's that. All right. Now we got a lot to get to, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys are just getting here, please do me a big old favor and hit that thumbs up button. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And share this live out would mean so much. Okay, here we go. Let me pop this up here, and we're going to show this. It's so weird now. We know that they were definitely wanting that those cameras before, and remember, they were just looking at the neighbors' cameras. I think even again yesterday, if I remember
Search for
correctly.
Nancy Guthrie. Investigators say that the masked man suspected of taking Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother appeared to be at her door earlier than February 1st. The FBI released this image earlier this month of the suspect at the front door without a backpack. Sources familiar with the investigation now say the image was captured by her Nest doorbell on a day before the suspected abduction. Now, one theory is the masked man got scared after noticing the camera the first time, only to return later where he is seen tampering with the device. Both the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Office have declined to comment.
I just noticed something, guys.
And so the next
I
step
was
here
just thinking
is final
something right
consideration.
here. Hold on. Think about this. Think about this. Thank you so much, Bex. Really do appreciate my love. 17 months will rock out. The first visit could have been testing LE response time. Very well could have. Think about this, though, guys. Okay, so remember we saw that photo of the GUN man. He didn't have. Do I got that one pulled up? I don't know if I've got it pulled up or not. Uh, I don't think so, but it's the one that we're now learning that he didn't have a GUN or a backpack on, right? So that tells me, in my opinion, he was not prepared that night. So it may have been something like the law enforcement he was testing out, or getting a feel, seeing if someone would, Nancy would come to the door, Nancy would call the police, um, even potentially even family members getting a notification on their camera if they had the app on their camera, right? The he doesn't have that this picture he does. He's got the GUN there in a backpack. Um, but again, what is someone when you're coming there with versus one night versus the next, right? The night he does not break in, he's just got his regular dress on. He's still disguising his face, right? We couldn't tell. We was always assuming it was the same night until now. But if you're coming there one night versus the next, he was prepared the next time. He's got this backpack. Why would he have a backpack? Right? It's got something in there to help him out, whatever that is, right? He's got the GUN right between his legs, right? What is that for? Intimidation, to help him out if he's coming there to unalive someone, right? I guess he thought he could smash the camera and they wouldn't have they wouldn't be able to get the footage or whatever, but it showed you that failed, right? Ginger, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Rock father. In my opinion, Kirk was chemically impaired somewhat. If he was prepared, he would have handled the camera immediately instead of grabbing a chunk of shrubbery. It's interesting you say that, because many times these perps are under the influence of something because they're nervous or they need something to kind of bring them down a little bit. It happens many times. I don't think he was overly impaired if he was at all, but to have courage, yeah, something like it could be, very well could be something like that. Something happened 6 months or so before because of all the elaborate planning that took place, even checking out her floor plans, in my opinion. Um, yeah, it's very possible. It's very possible. I know that again the sheriff said that everyone was cleared in the family, but I still don't buy it, in my opinion. I still don't buy it. Again, that's what the sheriff says, but I will say it, and I say it every single live stream, and I'm going to say it this live stream. Why were they there at Tommaso's and Annie's house 5, 6 times in there 3 hours at a time? That is not normal to be in there 3 hours unless you are doing a lot of forensics in there. And that's just it. That's just it. Is her car still impounded? I have something on that. I can't remember. I believe her car still is allegedly impounded. I got information on that or was it this morning or last night? From what I understand, I think I don't want to tell you something, but I'm almost certain, allegedly, that her car was still impounded. If son-in-law did, why didn't he tell the porch guy about the cameras? Well, I mean, this is the thing. Saying, which we have no idea, but obviously the porch guy, we'll call him the porch guy, he knew the cameras were there. I mean, you go there one night and you obviously see a camera, and you go back the next night or another night, the same camera is going to be there, right? So again, like I said just a minute ago, why didn't you tape it? If like I said, if I'm trying to put myself in the mind of this perpetrator, try to put your mind there, and you go and you're scouting out the place or whatever, and you see that camera, maybe he was, waiting to see if someone would come to the door, if law enforcement would come or whatever. But the next time I'm going, I'm putting tape or paint or something on that camera, right? I'm not going to go walk up to it, look in it, and then go out to the porch and get some flowers. Like that's going to do a damn thing, right? Justin, the sheriff came out after saying at the time the family is cleared. Yes, yeah, and he did say that, Sassy. That's a very good point. Um, again, one day he says nobody is cleared, not even the family. 24, 48 hours later, he says the family is cleared. And then this later the same day, that evening, he said at this time, the family is cleared. Again, I don't believe Savannah whatsoever is involved. I don't believe her brother is involved. I pray to God that Annie is not involved. And when it comes to Tommaso, I don't know. I don't know. They had a lot going on in May and June of 2025. I'll just say that. So there's that as well. Okay. Did I show this one second? Okay. Yeah. ABC7.com, they're saying it was the day before, but ABC is reporting that they don't give a specific time, right? Like the day or anything like that. Michael Roots, I believe he's from Fox News. He reported this. Just checked in with the Pima County Sheriff's Department. Looks like no official updates coming today, but I'm also told that outside investigators that it was way too easy to consider Nancy Guthrie's suspected abduction a cold case that doesn't happen until every tip is exhausted without results. If you know anything, recognize anybody in this camera, obviously call 1-800, call FBI. And this is the night of the suspect, after he had already been there allegedly the day before. That's the best picture right there. Right there. Look at that. I've watched this thing so many times. But here's the thing. I know it feels like it's taken forever and ever and ever, but we are still only at 23 days. And I know that seems a long time, but in a lot of other cases, it takes a hell of a lot longer than that. So don't give up. don't give up yet, because I believe that there is a lot more on the horizon, if you ask me. Okay, we're going to go to News Nation, just coming out just a little bit ago. Just the last few minutes here.
Nancy Guthrie story. As a matter of fact, we're headed to Arizona right now. It's day 23 in the search for Nancy, and our senior national correspondent Brian Enton is on the story live from Tucson from the beginning. Okay, Brian, what about today? Even over the weekend, what are we learning?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that it's now day 23. I can't quite wrap my mind around it. It's now been three weeks. But we're still here. We're in Tucson. There were searches that happened all weekend long. Connell, I wanted to show you actually one of the areas where these volunteer searchers came out this weekend. There's these underground tunnels in Tucson that I didn't know existed until people started to talk about them. And the search crews actually came in several of these this weekend just to look, because you think about there's only so many places that the law enforcement can go. But when these volunteers get involved, they can really spread out. And that's what they did. So they were in these tunnels. They searched pretty much this entire one. We'll lose service if we keep going, but we walked through the entire thing too. They actually found a backpack.
Yeah, I mean, I know the family's keeping hope and all that, and I understand that. I don't think that Miss Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie, is alive. I think she's most likely out in a shallow grave somewhere in the desert, probably. Somewhere pretty close to home. Do Nest cams only record video in black and white? No, that's only during night vision. Night vision only. If this would have been in the daytime, it would have been full color. Yeah. Antia, good to see you, my friend. Yep.
In this area, and the Pima County Sheriff's Office came out to actually collect the backpack and take it into evidence. It didn't seem to match the backpack that we've seen in the surveillance photos and video, but still, nonetheless, these volunteers do seem to be helping. Now, day 23, law enforcement sources who I've talked to say it is not a cold case, Connell. They seem to emphasize that, though there haven't been any significant updates that have come out today, Connell.
Well, I'm trying to understand these tunnels. So that's like in downtown Tucson, or like right outside the city, or like what's the deal with the tunnels exactly again?
Yeah, so these tunnels, they're actually not downtown. These are close to where Nancy lives. So we're like, in the foothills outside of downtown. And I think they're drainage tunnels. So the water would rush through here when there's big rains. But, homeless people come down here, and these volunteer search groups just figured, like, we need to go through the tunnels. You would never know, if someone was down here, so they did. Luckily, no one was found. But again, they did find some belongings that they handed over to law enforcement.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, you had another special this weekend,
Yes.
I know, on Saturday.
Yes, there were cameras at the back of her house, at the guest house, all of that. Again, it took the damn sheriff days to get the one at the guest house, it appeared.
Saturday night, where you were like taking questions
there are.
right from viewers and whatnot. So did anything stand out in terms of what people were asking, or what might help the investigation, or?
One of the big things that people were talking about, and this is new that came out over the weekend, the sheriff actually said this, is that they're having challenges with the DNA, Connell, which is something that we didn't know about. Not really good news. They sent the DNA to be tested, the DNA from Nancy's house and also from the glove, to be tested at the private lab in Florida. And now the sheriff is saying that there have been challenges. That's the word he used, because there may be more than one person's DNA all kind of combined. And he's saying it could take weeks, months, and he said maybe even a year. So that was something that came up during the special that just concerned a lot of people. Gosh, because we thought maybe we would get the DNA test results back sooner.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our news.
Okay. What's this? Home versus not home. He has the GUN and knows she is home. No GUN. He knows she isn't home. Nancy is obviously the target. Well, we don't know if she was home whenever the photo with him without the GUN, though. We don't know if she was home, though, do we? She might have been home at that time, but maybe she wasn't. What about the cameras on the roof that police found in the backyard? Yes, they did look at those. They pulled them and all of that. Okay, someone just sent this to me. What, hold on one second. Can you send me that video? That's interesting. Common sense. These photos of the kidnapper were different. Night on February 12th, by the way, January 9th to 11th. Okay, look at this. Someone just sent this to me. What is this? Okay. Common Sense Gay reported these photos of the kidnapper were 2 different nights on February 12th. Very interesting. He said that January 9th to 11th, moon rose between 12:30 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. February 1st at 1:47 a.m., snow moon was 99% bright. Yeah, it was it a waning gibbous? I think that's what they said it was, February 1st? Interesting. Mm. Let me see if is he on Facebook? Let me see here. Give me a second, guys. I wanna look at this. Okay. Okay. Look at this, guys. This is from Common Sense Gay. For everyone asking for my theory on the photos I shared in my video, here is a side-by-side photo so you can zoom in and compare for yourself. If you haven't seen my full video breakdown of the Nancy Guthrie FBI photos yet, make sure you go watch on my page. It is blindingly obvious that this was February 15th, by the way, obvious that these were not taken the same night. Look closely at the differences. The moon and the shadows. The photo of the right is fully lit up at 1:47 a.m. Very good point. Very good point. You see the shadow right here? See the shadow right here? If this was the same time or around the same time, he should have a shadow right here in this, but he doesn't. February 1st, it was almost a full moon. Not the waning gibbous again, right? So very good point. You can see the shadow. Let me make it bigger for you. Right here, right there. And then right here, there is no shadow. Excuse me. Okay. On January 11th, the moon didn't even breach the horizon until 1:20 in the morning. The gear, look at the left photo again. He has a totally different jacket, totally different shoes, and absolutely no backpack. Is it a different jacket? Do you guys think I don't know if it's a different jacket. I'm not sure if I agree with it. It might be a darker one, but I don't know. The FBI lumped these together and said that they were from the same morning, but here is my running theory. I do not think this footage actually came from the Google backend. If Google provided it, the FBI would have the exact timestamps, metadata apps true, and wouldn't make a rookie mistake like mixing up photos taken 3 weeks apart. I think this footage was provided directly by the kidnappers instead of the proof of life. Maybe they downloaded it directly from the system during the 40 minutes. I'm not sure I agree with this, but it's interesting theory. They sent a batch of stripped video files to the authorities, mixing up their case running from 3 weeks prior with the actual kidnapping. The FBI got the files, didn't have the metadata, and they assume it was all from the same night. Took a photo side by side. What details stand out to you? Let me know in the comments. I do find something that is interesting is the shadow. It is definitely shows you that these are 2 different nights for sure. Right? um, what is it? In my opinion, she didn't make it home. This was staged to make it. I think she made it home. I think that's one thing, because her hearing aids were there, her phone was there. Um, there is a piece of equipment that connects to her phone and her pacemaker, that sends the data. So, I absolutely think she made it home. That's one thing, absolutely, that I feel comfortable with saying that she made it home. But there are people that believe that she didn't. So that's a point. You are, you know, I'll just say, we'll just kind of have to wait and see on that part. Okay, so let me show you this. Now we're going to get to this. Um, okay, I already showed you that one. Give me a second. Okay. 2 seconds, y'all. As I pull this up and get to it. Let's see here. All right, so this, I want to show you, we're going to talk about a little bit of the DNA now on the case as well, because there's some interesting things. By the way, ABC, from what I understand, left the area today. They are no longer kind of sitting out in front of Nancy Guthrie's home, which I find interesting. I find very interesting that ABC left today. And the reason I say that is because ABC is the ones that put out this new information, allegedly, right? That these two photos are different days, according to a source. So I feel like they've got a source that says we're not expecting anything in the next few days, at least. Just my opinion on that, but I find it, I just don't find it a coincidence that they put this new bombshell information out and then they leave the same day.
Porcher. So, Darren, scale back. That's got to be devastating to the family.
It is, but the one thing, the point of contention as it relates to these search parties as in connection with the civilians, I think it's an ambitious endeavor. However, we need to bear in mind civilians are not subject matter experts as it relates to extracting evidence. One of the things that I want to mention is DNA. Whenever you recover DNA, it should be housed in a paper bag and not a plastic bag, because a plastic bag will generate back.
Yes, and that as well. I mean, her blood was on the porch as well, Tia, but there are people, I've even heard people say, well, maybe even the blood was planted or whatever, which I don't believe for a second, but
bacteria. In addition to that, the civilians can possibly contaminate the scenes. So I think it's best for the professionals to extract this information, because we have something we refer to as a chain of evidence. When we go to court proceedings, a defense attorney is going to hammer on what the chain of evidence was. Was it destroyed? Was it photographed in a proper positioning? And this is a point that we need to lend deference to the professionals in law enforcement.
So if this is you, Darren, and it's your family, do you hire private investigators at this point?
I think a private investigator is a great component, but at the same token, you are provided the backing of law enforcement to embark upon these types of endeavors. So a private investigator is great, but at the same token, law enforcement is responsible for conducting these searches. And this is a painstaking process, because we're going for months and we haven't come up with substantive clues as it relates to where Nancy is located, nor the perpetrators. We're running the DNA. Initially, we had something that was placed into the CODIS database. We didn't get a hit on that. Now they're going towards the genealogical component to look at the familial content as it relates to the DNA. I'm hopeful that we can come up with something, but bear in mind, 80% of the people in that genealogical compound are Caucasian, 20% are other. So we can still possibly gain a miss as it relates to the genealogical component. Although we did receive success as it related to the Brian Kohlberger case in Idaho, which subsequently introduced a conviction
Thank you,
in
Cindy,
that
for
case.
subscribing.
So do you
Appreciate it.
believe the answers are still out there? Do you believe that it's just a matter of approach? You think this puzzle can be solved?
I think the answers are still out there. One of the things that we do in law enforcement is introduce something we refer to as a clean team. That's a set of fresh eyes on the investigation. Not saying that the investigators that were on this initially were not good at what they do, but oftentimes when we bring in a new group of investigators, they have a different perspective and they can possibly wrap their head around something that the first group didn't see.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, Darren, last real quick question about the media. Has the media leveled off too?
Well, there's been a change in front of Nancy Guthrie's house. Initially, they moved the media out a couple of days ago, and it was a two-way street. Now it's a one-way street, and it seems like the media pit has decreased since that's happened. But ultimately, the media is putting out the amplification of this message, and hopefully more and more people can pick up on something that they can provide to law enforcement moving forward.
All right, Darren Porcher, thanks so much. Very frustrating, I understand. Meanwhile, Carly Shimkus, you have the other breaking news.
Certainly do. Yeah, Brian, switching on over to
Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier that everyone keeps questioning. Because we were talking about the 31st, January 31st, right? This is whenever Nancy Guthrie, the endangered adult, 1/31/26 at 7 p.m. The Pima County Sheriff's Department is currently requesting your assistance in locating Nancy Guthrie, 84, who was last seen. Have they ever spoken on this? The Pima County Sheriff's Department, who was last seen on the evening of January 31st, 2026, at her residence near East Skyline Drive and North Campbell Avenue. Now, yeah, she was dropped off January 31st, right? She was dropped off. But that wasn't until 9:30 or something, like 9:45. So that's the part I don't really understand in that. You know what I mean? I doubt it if he'll be reelected again this time. I would be shocked. I would be shocked. Brian Enton said that they had cameras record when the person left the card in the door, and it was after the crime. Yeah, the card has nothing to do. If you're talking about the Adult Protective Services, that was afterwards. So that was kind of what I was questioning earlier as well. Don't really get that part. The source pointed out to a piece of the home security footage which shows the suspect Guthrie's front door without a backpack is still in a still image released by the FBI. The photo was reportedly taken a day before the 84-year-old mother of today's show host Savannah Guthrie was abducted. Some sources are saying a day before, and some are saying days before. The FBI had also released images of a suspect with a backpack from the morning of Guthrie's disappearance, quote unquote. One authority said the ABC source told the ABC source that the suspect approached the front door for the first time but was scared off by the cameras, only return later where he is seen tampering with the device and obscuring the lens with branches. But others have also speculated that the man without the backpack is separate from the suspect who blocked the camera. So far, officials hadn't identified the suspect linked in the Guthrie disappearance. The Post reached out to the FBI for more information. The Pima County Sheriff's Department declined to comment. The search for the Guthrie entered its third week Sunday. A group of frustrated volunteers who decided to take matters into their own hands recovered a suspicious Swiss Gear brand bag inside the storm drain. It's different. I don't think it has anything to do with it, but they tested it nonetheless, right? That doubles as a homeless encampment near the Guthrie's home. The backpack, though, didn't appear to match the one worn by the masked perpetrator, with investigators identified the backpack as a black Ozark Trail hiker sold exclusively at Walmart. Savannah Guthrie and her siblings have made repeated attempts to reach the purported kidnappers, who may have sent ransom notes demanding billions in bitcoins for their mother's safe return. Okay. All right. I want to go back to the common sense gay. He did this video, and let me put him here in the. He's on Facebook. Here we go. Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Share this live out would mean so much. Thank you for being here.
And something has really been bugging me about this Nancy Guthrie kidnapping, as you know, especially this photo here, and I'm going to prove it's not the same photo from the same night. Ready? I've only seen one person comment on this, and they're like, it's not the same guy. He's got a different shirt on. He's got no backpack here. He's got different sneakers, but they're missing the biggest part. Blackness in the background, lightness in the background. This wasn't taken the same night. Actually, this night was the actual night of the kidnapping, because this is the night he goes, picks up the flowers and puts them over the camera, right? And it's really bright outside. The camera's picking up a lot of ambient light because it was the snow moon. And I looked it up, and between the hours of 1:40 in the morning and 2:40 in the morning when she was kidnapped, the ambient lighting was at 99% of the moon. This could not have been taken at the exact same time. Yet Kash Patel said this was the night of the kidnapping. He did not say it was the night of the casing. Here's the tweet.
Additional recovered images from the same camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door the morning of her disappearance, including 2 video of the individuals. Yeah, that shows that the FBI lied to us right there, in my opinion. Right, because they're saying it was from the same night. And it certainly isn't. Clearly, there's a shadow when the moon is ambient. It was different days, different nights.
There's the photo. Additional recovered images from the same camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door the morning of her disappearance. There's no way. Today,
again, like I said a second ago, some sources are saying this was the night before, and some sources are saying it was days before. I mean, I don't know a lot about the moon phases or anything like that, to be quite honest with you, but you don't go from, let's think about this a second. You don't go from it being almost pitch black to it being 99%, do you? How does, that wouldn't make sense. So it kind of tells me, in my opinion, that this was from days before.
Today, the FBI asked for footage from January 11th between the hours of 9 p.m. and midnight. I looked back at that time period, and coincidentally, the moon did not rise until 2:13 in the morning of January 12th. I actually looked back until January 9th, and the moon didn't start rising until 12 a.m. the next morning. And it just kept rising later every night until January 11th, when it rose at 2:13 in the morning. So now, same position. Look, you can see all the background houses, all the plants, everything, all the vegetation. This was not taken the same night. So here we are 12 days later, and I've proven that they've released photos of this guy that are from different nights when he was casing this place. This is not an amateur. He knew this camera was here. So why did he do this? Why were these theatrics like this? What's up with the foliage? That doesn't even make any sense. But we know the foliage was there. And why is Google holding footage in the back-end systems for 2 weeks without a subscription? That's bizarre. That's for another video, by the way. What is going on? And then they just find a glove randomly? And I thought we were paying the ransom. Something odd is going on. I want to know in the comments what you think. I'm a Common Sense Gay. Like, follow, and share. Until the next one. I'm your Common Sense Gay, and something has really been bugging me about this Nancy Guthrie kidnapping, as you know.
That's interesting. Interesting point. Depends on what your state you're in. In Wyoming, 15 hours away from Arizona. So this was the night. So this was the night before. They have to have it in between days, right? I don't know. They're just not telling us a lot. He could have forgot tape or spray or paint or something. Yeah, but he had a backpack. I mean, this was planned, right? This was really planned. So it kind of makes me, because the guy who cases the house, not the guy who went in the house. Yeah, I do believe that there is absolutely more than one person here, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, but and law enforcement seems to think so as well, right? So, okay. Oops, where are we here?
And what the kidnapper loves. He is getting all of his information, anything he needs to know, from Nanos.
He needs to shut his hole and stop, because he's not helping the investigation.
No, he's not. That's just what the defense team would love, and what the kidnapper loves. He is getting all of his information, anything he needs to know, from Nanos.
Sorry, that was the wrong one that I was going to pop up there. But yeah, he's certainly fucked it up, to be quite honest with you here. All right, so I got to show y'all this. Where is it at? Where is it at? Okay. Nerdy, where'd I do with it? Nerdy Addict posted something very interesting. I need to find. Okay, February 11th, police seek vehicle of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case. I want you to listen to this right here, this dispatch. And this is coming from Nerdy Addict. Our friend Nerdy, here we go. Now look at this. Posted this on X. Thought this was interesting. Listen to this.
For a vehicle of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case, last seen in the area of Ina Road in Thornydale and on direction of travel. Just 90 units here, might copy and attempt to locate for a vehicle of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case, last seen in the area of Ina Road in Thornydale Road and on direction of travel. It's going to be a dark blue 2019 Chevy Malibu, Arizona, Mary Adam Lincoln.
Okay, listen to that again. It's going to be a what?
Travel. It's going to be a dark blue.
Going to be a dark blue 2019 Chevy Malibu. Okay, got you, Jen.
2019 Chevy Malibu, Arizona, Mary Adam Lincoln, Ida Boy William, Union William. Vehicle of interest in Nancy Guthrie case sometime on 2/11/2016 in the I-930 area. If located, PC will need to be established for stop to identify the driver. Again, it's going to be a vehicle of interest. It's going to be a dark blue 2019 Chevy Malibu, Arizona, Mary Adam Lincoln, Ida Boy Union William. Last seen in the area of Ina and Thornydale, and of attempt to locate 22:15 hours.
Okay, I need to listen to that little bit.
For stop to identify the driver. Established for stop. Located PC will need to be established for stop to identify.
If located, PC meaning probable cause. If located, probable cause will need to be established.
Need to be established for stop to.
For staff to identify the driver.
Identify the driver. Again. It's going to be a vehicle of interest.
It's going to be a vehicle of interest, and it said clearly Nancy Guthrie case. It's going to be a dark 2019 Chevy Malibu.
It's going to be a dark blue 2019 Chevy Malibu, Arizona,
Arizona plate, Mary Adam Lincoln, MA
Mary Adam Lincoln Ida Boy
Idaho Ford Union
William. Last seen in the area of Ina and Thornydale.
Ina and Thornydale.
And of potential locate.
And potential locate 22:15 hours.
22:15 hours.
It,
For a vehicle of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case.
Vehicle of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case with tag number. This was February 11th. February 11th. So, 11 days ago? Dark blue Chevy Malibu. When was this from? In a white van. No, the white van. Yeah, I forgot about that. I thought that's very interesting. It's like listening to another language. I know, like, I always say, like, whenever they're speaking dispatch, they're just like, over the, I'm like, why do they sound like that? MG Motors. See if they had one for sale there. That's a good point. Not a real new car or anything like that. I got something else I want to show you. A reverse image. I've got something. Let me just listen to this again. Last seen on Ida
Last
Road.
seen in the area of Ina Road in Thornydale and under.
Thornydale under unknown direction of travel.
Just 93 units.
I'm at a copy and attempt to locate.
For a vehicle of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case. Last seen in the area of Ina Road in Thornydale Road and under direction of travel. It's going to be a dark blue 2019 Chevy Malibu, Arizona, Mary Adam Lincoln Ida Union William. Vehicle of interest in Nancy Guthrie case sometime on 2/11.
Sometimes on 2/11. They're very interested in the 11th. Remember, they are very, very interested in the 11th. They keep talking about the 11th. Wait a second. 2/11. 2/11. Why would they say 2/11? They would have had to have went back. What? Hold on.
Union William. Vehicle of interest in Nancy Guthrie case sometime on 2/11.
2/11.
2016 in the Ina Thornydale area. If located, PC will need to be established.
Why would it be 2/11th? 2/11, February 11th. Mathing, yeah. That doesn't make sense. I mean, unless they was just, looking in the area to see what was going on with their own. But, that's 11 days after. I was thinking January 11th, but it says February 11th. That's before the raids.
First stop to identify the driver. Again, it's going to be a vehicle of interest. It's going to be a dark blue 2019 Chevy Malibu, Arizona, Mary Adam Lincoln Ida Union William. Last seen in the area of Ina and Thornydale and of attempt to locate 22:15 hours.
And
Union William. Last seen in the area of Ina and Thornydale and of attempt to locate.
And potential locate 22:15 hours. So that's at 10:51 at night. 10:51 at night, which is a little more interesting. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, my dear. I have to look on my phone right now because my damn StreamYard is not wanting to work. Thank you so much, Miss Elizabeth. Really do appreciate you. I'm late. How come they haven't released the 911 call? I agree. Also, have you been paying attention to a lot of psychics online? A lot say AGTC is involved. Thank you so much for your support, my dear. Really do appreciate you. I don't do the psychics or anything like that personally, especially it's just the way I work with true crime. I don't pay attention to the psychics, but that's just me. I respect what anyone else believes and stuff like that, but it's just nothing that I follow. But with the 911 call, again, I wonder that myself, if the family has been cleared, right? Why not just release it? Why not just release it? Yeah, 2250. It was either 2251 or 2215. I can't remember, at night on the 11th. And that's, again, February 2215. So that's 10:15 at night. Maybe this vehicle was seen on another Ring camera. They saw them on a specific streets, but they didn't see which direction they were going. And it was a 2019 Malibu right there. 2019 Malibu. Dark blue. Find that very interesting. Is there a 911 call, or did they call non-emergency? I believe that they called 911. God, I hope. Okay. Let me show you this, y'all. Check this out. So Inside Edition used reversed infrared technology to get this unique image of suspect in Nancy Guthrie targeted kidnapping in Tucson, Arizona, according to 857 Tucson. Love 857. Good channel. 857 Tucson. He dropped this just a few minutes ago, I think. Check this out. Let me make these bigger so you can see it right here. And let me pop this over here. Bear with me. And he says that Inside Edition used reversed infrared technology to get this unique image of the suspect, Nancy Guthrie. So this, from what I understand, is it's not AI, it's reverse. Okay, let's see what the true definition of reverse infrared technology. Let me check what the true definition of that is. Reverse. Okay. And then I'm going to show you another one. Reverse infrared technology. Okay. Infrared is a light you can see with your eyes. Humans see visible light. Cameras can detect infrared light. Infrared is often used for night vision, heat detection, and security cameras. Most doorbells and security cameras use infrared LEDs at night so they can see in the dark. Infrared reflections, or the IR bounce. Security cameras emit infrared light. The infrared light hits a person or object. It reflects back on the camera. So instead of detecting heat, the camera is detecting reflection infrared light. Some people loosely call that reverse infrared. It's not detecting heat like a thermal camera, it's detecting infrared light being emitted. Okay. Now look at this one. He's got big ass eyes. You're not convinced those are his brows? I mean, I think some of it may be his brows. But I also think some of it is the beanie as well. But regardless, he's got big ass eyes. This person, that is for sure. And those lips. You know, he almost, look at this. It could be just the camera but he almost looks like he's got a scar on his lip. Did anybody notice that? Look at that right there. You know how people have, I don't know the correct term, cleft lip. You know how some people have like a cleft lip? It almost kind of looks like he's got that, and some people will grow like a beard over that. You know what I mean? It seems like he might have like a cleft lip, and he's got like a scar right there because many times whenever you are a child and you have like a cleft lip, a cleft palate, you're going to have surgery. But especially men, when that happens, they will grow a mustache. Justin, look at Jason. Yes, looks like a scar or cleft. Yeah. Can y'all see that? Let me see. You can see it. It starts like right here. Starts like right here, and it goes straight down. Again, don't put all your eggs in that basket. But again, the collar is different than the lip. But I think that's something people should look out for. It does look like a scar on his lip. Yeah. And it's just a lot of people say his mustache looks fake or something. I don't think, to me, it looks like a brownish, it's got like a red tint to it. But it could be dyed as well. Let's look at this eye. He's got a what beside his eye? He's got big eyes for sure. Yeah. Looks like cleft lip repair. Yeah. What did someone say about his eye, though? Is there a possibility it could be a woman? No, it's not a woman. You saying a woman. The middle hair on mustache looks lighter reddish. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a Caucasian, in my opinion. Maybe something, I mean, it could, you could dye it as well, but he's got a lump beside his eye. What do you mean a lump beside his eye? He's got very big eyes. Native American white. I think look at his. Yeah, but we got to remember that this is reversed, right? This is reversed infrared. It's not from 857 Tucson. He says this is what who was it put out? I can't even remember. Inside Edition used reverse infrared technology to get the unique image of the suspect. Targeted kidnapping. And so, yeah, it might look red, but it's also like infrared technology. It could be. It could be. It could be high off his ass. I don't know. But, something I just now noticed as well. But it could be. You know how we was talking about like a cleft lip or whatever? He looks like he's got another scar right here. He could have been cut, could have been in a fight as well, but his nose as well. Now it's going to be smushed. It's going to be smushed as well, right? But and forgive me, I don't know the term of it, but you know how sometimes whenever someone has like a cleft lip or like a cleft palate or something, their nose will be pushed down. It's usually from surgery or whatever. His nose could be even potentially pushed down or maybe a little bit crooked. It looks like my daughter's lip that was bit by a dog. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it could be something from even childhood. Like, but to me, there looks like there's a scar there on that lip. Let me see. There we go. That's the original. Let me make it bigger. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me get it. Let's see here. Photo, Nancy. Yeah, I can do it. Give me a second. I'm trying to get it right here. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to get this photo. We'll do a side-by-side comparison. This is interesting, what we're seeing here, because big eyes and potentially, I'm trying to find that photo. Give me a second. Without the light in his mouth. I need the one without the light. Okay. Without the light in his mouth. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's go to, I'll do a side by side so y'all can see it better this way. While that's going on, let me show you this as well. This is the reverse image as well. I gotta pop this up. Let me download these real quick. Okay. Here we go. Background. Black. Okay. Yeah, feels... Okay, this is the original. You know what I can do? We can play with this as well. Okay. Check this out. I'm going to make this bigger. All right. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit that thumbs up button. Share this out. Would mean so much. Okay. So the one right here, this is the original. This is the original one. And again, you can see like it looks like a scar here. Looks like a scar here. And if you look at the other one where they do the reverse infrared, it certainly looks like there is a scar there as well. I'm trying to, let me see here. Check this one out, maybe. There's a couple here. Look at this one. Okay. Hold on. Damn. 1 second. How do I do this? I need to. All right. Check this out. bigger? Okay. You can definitely see like a scar of some sort. And again, this is the reverse image. To me, again, this could be lighting, it could be optics. I don't want everyone to say it's got a scarred lip or cleft lip or anything, but he also looks like he's got a scar there. Some people have, and see how it goes up right here. You see how it goes up. Daphne and I the other day, we were talking about lip fillers. Like it looked like, especially his bottom lip, it looked like he had lip filler, and it had that look, like it was almost lip filler. But now it's kind of, I think it's more cleft lip, in my opinion. Yes, that lady looking, but in the other video of him, much more manly. His lip was torn. It could be, it could be cleft lip. It could be a fight. It could be a busted lip at one time that was bad. It could be a dog bite. Why is the mustache look like it was painted on? It's not real. Again, people keep it at different lengths and all that. I think it's a real thing. I think it's real, if you ask me. Like I just said a second ago, you remember how I said how some men, if they have like the cleft lip or whatever, they'll grow like a mustache. Look at this. It looks like even the scar goes up. You can see it's like in the reverse infrared image, it's even lighter through here as well. And it seems to be like almost a hump over here. See what I mean? Like where a scar has built, like the scar tissue. It's like a brownish red, it looks like. Again, if this is the reverse infrared is accurate, yeah. Exactly, Denny. Yes, exactly. I don't think it's so much makeup, in my opinion, but scars tend not to have hair. They can, they absolutely can, but they can as well. It just depends. It really depends. And you're right. Some scars tend to not have hair, but if you look where this scar is, it tends to have less hair, in my opinion. Elizabeth, that scar on his lip matches up with Derek. Let me see here. Give me a second. Holy shit. I'm looking here. Again, I need to do a members only because I've got something very interesting when you said Derek. I've got some very interesting information. Haven't put it out or anything because again, Derek hasn't been mentioned as he was arrested on something, but I don't know. I mean, Derek does have a little bit of a scar on his lip. It is true. But his goes right here. This one seems to go that way, unless it's like mirrored or something like that. He's got a big Cupid's bow. Again, it just depends the angle and all that. Yeah, and the scar is darker. Oh no, the band member. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Can someone send me a picture of him so I don't have to pull it up real quick? Can someone send that to me? I'd appreciate it. 307-228-4906. Let me, right there is my phone number on the bottom. I will say, never mind. Let me see here. If it's a man, them eyebrows have been waxed, in my opinion. See, I'm not convinced that all of that's eyebrows because it looks a little too neat to me. I think this is some of his eyebrows, but I also think it's the angle that we're looking at as well. I think this is his eyebrows. I mean, again, like I've said, I think this person is one of those people, one of those guys that wears a plaid shirt, some buckled jeans, some really clean sneakers. He smells of a lot of cologne. He's probably got his ears pierced and they're iced. The ice on what they call it, ice, big diamonds on each side. That's the feeling I get with this guy. That's the feeling I get with this guy. Could always pluck. This guy's got, I just cannot get over his eyes. Very big eyes. You know what they say, the kidnappers will join the search team. The guy showed up outside of Nancy's house and talked to jailer, then showed up at the search, read his mustache. Thank you, Sense. Thank you so much, baby. 1 second here. I'm going to text you back, Sense. Okay. Look at this. Again, we're not claiming anybody other than this person right here is a person of interest. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. Not saying that this person is involved. Oh, fuck me. Boy, that's interesting. Sorry. He does have a damn scar right there going straight up. And this is an old picture. Mother chicken, mother chicken. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Don't you think? You guys see that scar there? I need to get some updated pictures. Eyebrows match too. Fuck. Now this is an old one. Fuck. Oh gosh. Look how big his eyes are too. Look how big his eyes are. Holy shit. Holy shit. Look how big his eyes are. My heart is pounding right now. Yes, and the mustache is jagged in the middle, Justin. Same soul patch. This is, I'll just say allegedly, I'm not going to give a name out or anything, but this is allegedly an old band member. Compare to the black and white pic, see if they match. Holy shit, y'all. Sorry, it starts with a D. You guys got to bear with me because I've got some stuff I'm pulling up here that we can compare a little bit more to. Boy, that's pretty weird if you ask me. It's an old photo of him. There's a new, I'm trying to find the big one of him. Damn, where's it at? Does anyone got that big photo of him? Maybe I've got it. Of him with Tommaso. Here it is. I got it. Oh my God. I need that one of Tommaso. Like, he's got big ass eyes. But I need it just the one of. One second here. We're not saying anybody is a person of interest or any of this other than the person in the video or the ones the FBI released. Don't contact or bother, harass anybody in this. Okay. There's a newer one with him beside. Not him. Let me show you this. Okay. Thank you so much, Deb. Appreciate you for becoming a member. Do appreciate you, my friend, the bandmate, Elizabeth. And you are so right. It does match, in my opinion, very similar, at least. I'm not saying it matches, but it's very similar. Someone who know-how needs to do an overlay of the two pics. It just depends on the angles and all of that stuff. Yes. One second. I got something in 1 second. Okay. Sorry, my phone's blowing up right now. All right. Yeah. Okay, guys, I got to take this down 1 second so I can show you some stuff here. Bear with me 2 seconds. So I got some new images, but there's this very specific image I'm looking for that I will show you. I got it here somewhere. But the lip is, I mean, it's not everybody that has a scar on their lip like that. You know what I mean? Which is interesting to me. Just give me 2 seconds. I got so much pictures I have to go through. This is kind of happening live. You know what I mean? All right. Very interesting. Okay, here is that one picture. Okay. I'm trying to see. It's more of an updated. The eyes is very interesting to me. It's not very clear. That one's not. Okay. Here we go. Gotta make it as small as I possible? This is years later. Oops. I can't even see my whole face here. What do you think? What's just so interesting is this scar right here, and then this scar right here, and then you see how it looks like it almost goes up into this. You can see like right there, but to me, this is without. It's kind of blurry. I need a clearer one, but he's got a very interesting. After years of aging, he's got a very interesting upper. I'm trying to think of this name between your nose and your. What is it called? Your full. Oh, shit, I can't remember what it's called. Maybe this one's a better one. Also look like the eyeliner natural. Yeah, he's got very thick eyelashes here. Very thick eyelashes. Let me try this one. See if this one's a little bit more clear. It's so hard to see. It's so blurry. He's got something right there. You can see it goes from right here to here. But look, these are the same pictures. See how pictures can be deceiving? Here, he's got a full upper lip. Full upper lip. Here, same person. But the way he's smiling, I don't know what the hell happened there. He's got a hole there. That's why pictures can be so deceiving. But I don't know. The bottom lip has the same curve. It's so hard to tell. Hold on, I'm getting some more stuff in. I don't know. It's very hard to tell. Mustache in the photo looks, this one is, again, a more recent, from what I understand. But if you look at the older one, clearly a scar. Clearly a scar right there. Clearly, you can see it right there. And then that's a scar as well. But again, there's more than one. I want to make it very clear. There's more than, one person in the world that has a scar on their lip like that. And the porch shot, the guy is looking straight ahead or a bit down. If the center photo is flipped, we might see that. It's just not clear. That's the thing. The thing is, this is just not clear. I wish we had more photos. I can flip it. Let me do it like this. Let me see if I can do it like this. Oops. Let me see if I... No. I don't know. we all change as we age and all of that. Ann Chapman, from what I understand, yes. The only difference I see is the outside corner of the eyes downward pointed instead of up. To me, the eyes are very interesting. Very big eyes. Very big eyes. But again, the only person that we know is a suspect is this person right here. These two people are the same people, just a different part, but has not been named suspect or person of interest or anything like that. That's what I find very interesting is this right here. The nose, you can't see hardly anything here. Eyebrows are pretty neat here. I wish we could see the upper part of the eyebrows and stuff, but again, as we grow older, my eyebrows are coarse, damn gray grandpa eyebrows now. You know what I mean? Like they're getting so thick. The corner of the eyes close to him seem Asian. Everyone just got different shaped eyebrows. I don't know. That's crazy though. Someone who know-how needs to do an overlay with the 2 pixels. Oh, thank you so much, Serenity. The problem with overlays is they don't really mean much. It's got to be like the same angle. It needs to, years apart, we gain weight, we lose weight, we get wrinkly, or we tighten up some cases. You have a lot of plastic surgery or whatever. I don't know. Let me look at my phone because I would like to see another picture of him that's like more updated. You know what I mean? The dark eyelashes are thin on the mask, man. See, this is the thing. I don't think we see all the eyebrows. You know what I mean? Lips gets thinner as we age also, yes. The mask might be covering up part of his eyebrows. I believe it is. I can't make out his nose under the mask. I can't either. Is he Mexican? I don't think so. That's a good point, Joan. That's a really good point. Hold on. That's a very good point. In every fucking picture I have of him, I don't have a wrist. That's a very good point, Joan. Damn. I don't think so, Cassie. Does the feds have special tech to match driver's license photos? You mean like the retina? Maybe. In my opinion, gotta be live band performance out there somewhere. If we can see this, imagine what the FBI can enhance. Yeah, but even the FBI, there's only so much you can enhance a picture. Even the FBI, there's only so many pixels you can. What's going on? Okay. hair tints red. Yes. Yeah. Like when I get a little stubble and stuff, my hair's like, it's like I got a reddish tint, like if you're in the sun or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like that brownish reddish tint or whatever. But again, that can change. What's interesting is this guy, as he's gotten older, he does have white in his goatee. And it makes me wonder if it's dyed. You know how it's kind of got that dye look to it, like the box dye. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Just for Men. It's the real artificial. There's not really any highlights or lowlights in it. It's got that same look to it. But I don't know. Has anyone looked up the bandmate's video of seeing his posture or walking pattern? Well, you know, we've looked at the video. Guys sometimes do dye their facial. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Looks like the other guy, the taller guy, like shoe polish. Yes. Yeah. Could be the lighting then. Yeah, I mean, we just don't know. The only person that we know is a suspect is this person right here. That's it. And as far as the bandmate, not been named a suspect, a person of interest, or anything like that at all. But this is the one not law enforcement, Inside Edition did the reverse infrared. But it's interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, I got some. The person in the mask looks younger, but who knows? Sometimes it can be deceiving. Yeah. No, it's real. Just blurry. All right. Wait a second. Hold on. I just got something. Wait a second. Hold on. I'm going to have to do a members live. Look at this right here. See this? Like, what is this in this photo? Does he got eye makeup on or something? But you can see. Look at this. It almost looks like you can see the scar here. Let me make it bigger. I don't know if that's just like reflection, maybe. If it's hooded, if it's a scar. Very thick eyelashes. Very, very, almost look fake. But right here, there's this. It almost goes up right there. Someone needs to enlarge the tattoo and see if any tattoo artists recognize the visible yet small portion of it. You see, if we had ears, we could really identify really much easier, because your ears, the only thing with that is they get bigger. You know, men's ears and nose never stop growing. That's why you see old men with, us old men with big ass, long ass ears. and big noses. The partial. Okay. So I want to show you this. Let me show you this right here. Speaking of the tattoo. Someone writes this, and I actually I had this pulled up. I wanted to see what you guys thought of it, because I don't get exactly what they're saying here. Maybe I'm missing something. Thank you, Mary, for renewing your membership, my dear. Appreciate you. Okay. Yes, please hit that thumbs up button. All right, so they write this. I'm going to show you a couple different photos. This is from Anthony on Facebook. The partial tattoo of Nancy Guthrie kidnappers. Someone out there might recognize the pattern. These are not original collars. These collars are coming from adjusting warmth and tint along with other minute adjustments using basic functions. I've also provided photos demonstrating a very distinct facial feature. He has a cyst or mole on the bridge of his nose in the corner of his eye. A cyst or a mole. Okay, so look at this. I'm going to make it big so y'all can see it. And there's others that they adjusted the tone. Is this the tattoo that they're talking about? To me, what do y'all think it looks like? And they use this one. I think that's AI though. I don't like the AI stuff because everyone looks different. Every single one looks different. You know what I mean? What do y'all think this tattoo is? You know what I see? I see like one of those naked women. Like this is her hips. This is her bikini. These are her boobs. That's what I think. But I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not very good artistically whatsoever. So I couldn't tell you. But they did it in different lights. That's what they're talking about. But this is, I think, AI, so I don't trust it. I don't trust that stuff. This tattoo is whatever's on that wrist. But, you know, what's that? Is that just where it's been edited or something? Thank you, Mary. I have a temporary phone that does not allow Apple Pay. So if the member is liable, no, it's not. It's not. It's not Danique. It's not. It looks like the head of a heavy set guy. You think? It looks like an arm tattoo. It probably goes all the way up his arm. I mean, it's apparently on his wrist. Right? That's his wrist right there. And that's right here are his gloves. These are his gloves. But there's something. Yeah. I think there's more than one part. I've never seen this so-called tattoo look like this. Well, I had never, someone did it like this, and one in the groups, and I was like, Someone says, I see a dog face, maybe a pit bull on Facebook, and then someone says the tattoo looks like maybe a tat of Jesus or a person. Okay, we're not going to start seeing Jesus in the toast again, are we? I see like a beard on a chin. I mean, these are all just crazy. I think this one's the best looking. Let me find it. A sleeve tattoo. Yeah. Maybe. And it just depends. Tattoos, different tattoos go in and out of fashion too. Remember when everyone was getting the tribal tattoos, and the ones on their back, people called them the trollop stamps. Of course, I'm not going to say that though. There's different ones that goes in and out of fashion all the time. So there's that. Okay, so we're going to go. DNA is still pending. Volunteers find another glove in the search for missing Nancy Guthrie. Okay. Oops, where to go? There we go. Yeah, it looks to me like it's a tattooed piece, like maybe into the wrist buckles or something. I don't know, but I think that's definitely one of the big ways that's going to be able to identify this person is he's going to have some ink on his
like if it was my mom or anybody in my family that was missing, I'd want somebody to come out and search and try to help find her and bring her home.
We're out here just to support and just be here as more support and see if we can find anything and help out as much as we can.
And I just feel like it's time that we get out there and look for her. I haven't seen any search parties. She was kidnapped and goes missing at 84 years old. So my concern is her safety and bringing her home.
Right. Volunteers joining the search for Nancy Guthrie. As reports state, the kidnapping probe may see resources scale back as leads have been coming up empty. Here to react is former NYPD lieutenant and U.S. Army veteran Darren Porcher. So, Darren, scale back, that's got to be devastating to the family.
It is, but the one thing, the point of contention as it relates to these search parties as in connection with the civilians, I think it's an ambitious endeavor. However, we need to bear in mind civilians are not subject matter experts as it relates to extracting evidence. One of the things that I want to mention is DNA. Whenever you recover DNA, it should be housed in a paper bag and not a plastic bag, because a plastic bag will generate bacteria. In addition to that, the civilians can possibly contaminate the scenes. So I think it's best for the professionals to extract this information, because we have something we refer to as a chain of evidence. When we go to court proceedings, a defense attorney is going to hammer on what the chain of evidence was. Was it destroyed? Was it photographed in a proper positioning? And this is a point that we need to lend deference to the professionals in law enforcement.
So if this is you, Darren, and it's your family, do you hire private investigators at this point?
I think a private investigator is a great component, but at the same token, you are provided the backing of law enforcement to embark upon these types of endeavors. So a private investigator is great, but at the same token, law enforcement is responsible for conducting these searches. And this is a painstaking process, because we're going for months and we haven't come up with substantive clues as it relates
Holy
to when
shit, I gotta show you a
when
very
Nancy's
weird
located,
photo in a
nor the
second.
perpetrators. We're running
my
the DNA. Initially, we had something that was placed into the CODIS database. We didn't get a hit on that. Now they're going towards the genealogical component to look at the familial content as it relates to the DNA. I'm hopeful that we can come up with something, but bear in mind, 80% of the people in that genealogical compound are Caucasian, 20% are other. So we can still possibly gain a miss as it relates to the genealogical component. Although we did receive success as it related to the Brian Kohlberger case in Idaho, which subsequently introduced a conviction in that case.
So do you believe the answers are still out there? Do you believe that it's just a matter of approach? You think this puzzle can be solved?
I think the answers are still out there. One of the things that we do in law enforcement is introduce something we refer to as a clean team. That's a set of fresh eyes on the investigation. Not saying that the investigators that were on this initially were not good at what they do, but oftentimes when we bring in a new group of investigators, they have a different perspective and they can possibly wrap their head around something that the first group didn't see.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, Darren, last
they would have just let it
quick
go to
question
the
about the media.
Quantico.
Has the media leveled off too?
Well, there's been a change in front of Nancy Guthrie's house. Initially, they moved the media out a couple of days ago, and it was a two-way street. Now it's a one-way street, and it seems like the media pit has decreased since that's happened. But ultimately, the media is putting out the amplification of this message, and hopefully more and more people can pick up on something that they can provide to law enforcement moving forward.
All right, Darren Porcher, thanks so much. Very frustrating.
Okay. Did y'all see this photo? It's real, but it's weird. Hold on. Shit. JLR, I guess, was out filming. Later I don't guess it was tonight at some point. And look at this. So crazy. It looks like someone's sitting there. Did y'all see that? Removing exactly that lady removing the backpack from the original spot without tagging it photographically was insane. Then the officer that kept on trying to rebag it and then half bagged it equals inadmissible. These fucking people. Oh, thank you, my love. Love you, darling. Thank you so much. Isn't that weird? That's weird as shit. Is it someone out there or is it just shadow? Justin, how none of us can sleep. Is it a real person? No, it looks like a person, but it's not. It almost looks like the person has a damn backpack on too, doesn't it? Plead the blood of Jesus. No, ma'am, no ham and no turkey. I don't want nothing. You guys know with my Summer Wells thing, like, guys, I didn't believe in ghosts or anything. You know, I don't do the psychics or anything like that. But with that time, the dime and the penny fell in the shower. If you know you're a long-term subscriber here, you know what I'm talking about. I was typing that. It looks like he's almost got a backpack on. That's weird as shit. It didn't move, and it looks odd from it. Or a shot. It's perfectly. Like, it's perfect. And it's even got. Let me find it here. Make sure this is the one. Oops, the wrong one. Okay, let me show you this. And it's even got, look at this right down here. Hold on. You see this? It's even got like a glare on it. Man, that is weird as hell. Do we know what day? I think this was from today, from what I do believe in some spirits. This looks like I believe in the Holy Spirit. That's the only one I want. This is getting crazier by the minute. I know. The fuck. That's exactly what I say. The fuck, I'm out of here. That's what I would have said. The fuck, I'm out of here. You'd have heard my wheels squeal. It is a Bigfoot. Is it a Bigfoot character? I don't know. But as someone sent it to me, I was like, that was that was tonight, Cassie. No, thank you. One second. What's this? Burglary, robbery, theft, embezzlement, Pima County Sheriff. Okay, one second. Dominic tattoo compared to Nancy Guthrie, mass kidnapper. Hold on. One second, guys. Is still a good friend with Tommaso. Someone outlaw Bonnie Parker tweeted Tommaso Sione's husband of Annie Guthrie's former bandmate and still good friends with Dominic, side by side of the new Nestor camera release. What do you think? The early Black has music videos on YouTube. The drummer is one video raised his right hand, revealing a tattoo, I believe. That and is the son of Law Bass and Dominic Evans drummer. I need a photo. It's on the right wrist. First thing I found was video was released. I've been for anyone connecting to the family, anyone who confirmed Dominic. Has anyone mentioned what appears to be a tattoo on the back? Okay. Okay, I'll have to look at this. Yeah, it's weird. Energy. There's been a lot of people around there recently, you know what I mean? I'm frozen. Perfect. Am I frozen now? Okay. Let me see if I got anything else, guys. Lots of craziness. It's bad juju. I don't want it. When was this? How DNA and genetic genealogy might help solve the Nancy Guthrie case. We've covered that. Let me tell you a very good website that you can go to for almost any. Am I still frozen? For any almost true crime case, and they are the best. It's called crimetimelines.com. And you can go there for Nancy Guthrie's case, and they are very accurate. Very, very accurate. Nancy Guthrie was born in 1942 in Fort Wright, Kentucky. It will talk about 1973. She relocated to Tucson. And Nancy's Guthrie 80th birthday was publicly celebrated in 2022. All kinds. It's got the timeline. It gives the sources right next to it. I just cannot tell you how good of a website this is. And it gives you all the sources next to it. Truly a very, very amazing, because there's so much so much misinformation out there. My screen freezes and it's okay. I can hear you, but your screen is frozen. Is it still frozen? Let me just turn it off. Why can we not ask Brian to back up his... I don't know what you mean. He thawed. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, here, let me show it to you. I'll give you the link to it. But it's going to give you all the information as far as timelines with the sources that makes it... right there it is. And it's not just for the Nancy Guthrie case as well. You know what I mean? Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you. So there's that. You know, like, I don't mind speculating. You know, we speculate on this channel. I have no problem with it as long as we know it's speculation. And that is, you know, not to be taken as a fact until we know something. So this has the sources around it. I really appreciate this website very, very much. Hold on, let me look at something actually about that. We're gonna go back to that 1 second. Did I exit? Very good. Let me check something out here. This right here, this is the best time you can see him. Again, why would he go and block this camera? If he's already been there. It's weird as hell. Let me see something. Damn. Let me make it bigger for you guys. Okay. Look at this right here. Do you guys see this right here? What is that? What is that shape? See what I mean? You can see it. It goes straight down. Right there. It almost looks like it goes straight down right here as well. But definitely right there. Oh, no, wait. That's just a glare. That's just a glare. Yep, that's just a glare. Never mind. Blonde moment. I just wanted to... I want to see what's in that motherfucker's backpack. He's got it full. Yeah. He's thick in the ass, though. He's got... very thick in the ass and like the upper back and stuff. See his hips and stuff like that. Like he's... I think he's got more than one, you know... I think he's got multiple clothes on. Very weird to me. He puts that head down right there. Watching. Kind of grabs his gun right there. Look at his face. Right there. I'm gonna slow it down. slowed it down. Oh, let me turn it on the highest resolution possible. There we go. Highest resolution possible, mother chicken. I want to slow it down. Look at that face. See that? They got to know who this mother chicken is. They have to know. Someone locally has to know who this is. You cannot tell me they don't know who this is. I don't think this is some stringy, like, homeless person that's drugged out of his mind or anything like that. Like, he might be into drugs or whatever, but I think this is someone who is more about the money, if you ask me. What is he doing with his bottom hand there? See how that is? The stitching is right there. He's probably watching us right now. Creep. Like, you know, you was there allegedly prior. You've got to know that that camera's there. His clothes are clean. It looks new. Or, you know, not worn a lot. How does he pick those up? Let me see that again. How does he pick those up? Does he rip them out of the ground? He's grabbing them. Yep, and he's ripping them out. Now, he's dumb as hell for doing this because, I mean, he eventually rips it out, but like, you can't tape that shit up, you know, like, it's flowers, it's plants. Look at his mustache right there. Let me get a screenshot of that. You can see wait. Get a screenshot of that. As the shadow comes across. I can sit and like look at this for hours. Probably someone that still lives with his mom. Jerk. Let me look at this now. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to upload this. I'm going to look at something here. I'm going to upload this right here. I grabbed these screenshots right here. Look at this. I want to show you this. These are the screenshots I just grabbed. Check this out. These are the ones I just grabbed. Make it big for you. You see, it's like you can see the outline right here. I'm going to put a filter on it and see what we can do. You see that right there? Like, how big is that opening in his? Very weird. I don't know if that's a shadow or what. A lot of people says he almost looks like he's got glasses on, but I don't think he's got glasses on. Look at that. Right there. Why did Sheriff first state he called the home at 7 p.m. on the 31st? I don't know. Mature male, late 30s, early 40s. I agree. Stupid and evil. Yeah, it's a bite light. It's a bite light. I think as soon as we see this mofo, like once they get him, this is when he's moving over the, let me try this. This is when he's moving over the flowers, and you can see his I don't think he's got like this big beard like everyone's saying, but I'm trying to look at like the chin and the neck. To me, he's got like a boxy, like a kind of a boxy, a chiseled chin. You know what I mean? I wish he would have choked on it before he got his ass in there. I wish he'd have choked dead on it. My opinion. Blue Onyx, thank you so much. I had to come from my other page, Messy. Look at his walking. He's bow-legged. Yeah, he walks from his heel, starts on his heel, and he walks to the side, and then he puts it down. Kind of like heel, side, down. Heel, side, down. Heel, side, down. Like that as well. Thank you so much, Blue Onyx. Good to see you. R. Douglas, a mechanic would have a bite light and access to house keys if a car is left for service. What do you think? The bite light is interesting to me. I think that's a big clue, in my opinion. To me, it could mean someone that cleans cars, works with electronics, or anything like that. You know what I mean? Gait analysis needed for anyone who investigators question. Yep. Instep. Yes. No, he's not. I don't think he's pigeon-toed. I wouldn't call him pigeon-toed, in my opinion. I wouldn't call him pigeon-toed. But very interesting. Look at this chin. And look at how his face is shaped right there. When he's out. Now here, it's not a second chin. This is his neck. But again, you can see that facial hair around it. And again, he's either got I have a really big Cupid's bow, right? Like right here, right? It's an indentation where your lip is, right there. Big Cupid's bow. He's either got a big Cupid's bow, in my opinion, or it's some type of scarring. Yeah, I don't see him being pigeon-toed at all. But look at those eyes. They look so fucking evil. Very, very evil. And I'm trying to look at these. See these eyebrows? See those eyebrows? Right there. This might be part of a shadow in this one. But that's some eyebrows right there. Big eyes. Big eyes. For sure. Yeah, I'll show you the way he steps. The way he steps is very interesting to me. Make sure I've got it on the highest quality. Watch how he steps. See, heel, side foot, heel, side foot. Why do this to an 84-year-old woman? You piece of shit. Such a piece of shit. Nancy. No, she wasn't deaf, but she had 2 hearing aids. I don't think he's actually that tall. I think he's average, big, but and the reason her doorbell was very, very, not very, very low, but I mean, you got to realize this is the doorbell and he's covering it right there. Let's see how he walks. Watch him how he walks backwards now. Watch this. I don't think this is some methed out guy, that's like, I just don't understand why do this to an 84-year-old woman. It just doesn't make any sense. Watching. This is the best. See, heel, side foot, heel, side foot, heel, side foot, heel, side foot. He walks on the sides. Your gait, everyone has their own walk. I know, it breaks my heart. I don't think Nancy's going to be dropped off anywhere. I think, I really think she could have been not alive by the time she was leaving. I believe Nancy would have put up a damn fight, as little strength as she had. I don't think so either, Justin. He'd be more frazzled. I think he wasn't expecting the camera to still be there. It's interesting to do this and be there 40 minutes. I just can't get over that. I cannot get over this idiot was there 40 some minutes. You know what I need to do? Sometimes, like with these, like I'll get on my iPad or whatever, and I will turn the entire room lights off, and you can see things very interesting, like in a dark room. I couldn't imagine walking to a stranger in my house in a mask, trying me to get taking me to a second location. I mean, this is creepy for us. You know what I mean? This is creepy for us. Imagine an 84-year-old lady. An 84-year-old lady. For what? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Said Nancy took out a $10 million life insurance policy weeks before her abduction. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. There's a lot of people that says a lot of things, but I don't believe that. $10 million on a life insurance. I mean, I don't believe someone's going to give an 84-year-old woman a $10 million life insurance policy with a pacemaker and hearing aids and all that. I mean, let's be honest. At 84, you're about ready to meet Jesus already. Right. You're about ready to meet Jesus already. I mean, anything over 80, it's God's years to begin with. So people say a lot of shit, but tell them to show some receipts. Sounds like the perp was in high band a long way back in the 80s. That looks like we were taught into March. Oh, that's very interesting, Monica. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, that's the way high schooler band march is. That's interesting. I like people who think like that. That's very interesting. You know how like band members march? You know, the person that whistles and how they walk, boom, 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 boom. You know, he looked you up and said, "My goodness, you're right. Please pray for him because in surgery." Well, just how like band members march. You know what I'm talking about? It's very interesting. You know, they have like their little white shoes and they're. That's interesting. You never know. You never know. Old habits die hard. No insurance company will write a policy for millions of dollars for an elderly lady. It's just too risky. Yeah. No way. Yeah. I mean, a pacemaker is, you know, without a pacemaker, you could essentially, I mean, any of us could die at any second, but especially without a pacemaker, being 84 years old, your heart could just stop at any second. That's what the pacemaker is for, right? That's amazing, Virginia Woolf. I mean, some, you know, people are living longer and longer, and thank the Lord, thank God that they are. But Nancy, she was in a lot of pain. She couldn't get around that good. Very active and her, you know, her spirit was strong, her attitude was strong. But, you know, in life, some of you know, a lot of you know that I've worked in hospice and I've worked at funeral homes. And your mind will either go out before your body, or your body will go out before your mind. Right? Like, you will see people that their body is just worn out, but their mind is still sharp as a tack. And then you'll see people, they look fine physically, but their mind is gone. Right? One's got to go out before the other. My mom has a pacemaker, but she was like the Energized Bunny and lived to be 94. That's amazing. It's a good life. White life well lived. All right, guys, I'm almost at 3 hours. I'm going to end it here. You guys are rock stars. You're amazing. Appreciate every single one of you. We'll be, of course, continuing to follow this case, and anything breaks, I'll be here for sure, Lord willing, at least. She also has defibrillator built in her pacemaker, just like mine. Yeah, and like the pacemakers and stuff, like if like they work very effectively. They will keep many people alive when they, you know, like have terminal illnesses or something like that, and it'll keep shocking them back. All right, guys. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you to mods, members, everyone. Thank you so much. Hope Nancy gets justice very soon. I still think we'll be back with that federal warrant that they served. I think something's going to come of that, in my opinion, as well. I'll look at that, Maurice. Someone sent that to me. I haven't got to see it yet, but I'll look at that, my dear. All right, guys. Much love, everyone. We'll see you guys later. God bless. Good night.